The galaxy's most resilient Jedi tend to rise from the ashes of unspeakable trauma which they experienced in their youth. For Cal Kestis, survivor of Order 66 and the main protagonist of the Star Wars Jedi series of games, his greatest strength, his unyielding perseverance, was also in a way his greatest flaw. Beneath his layer of courage sat a dangerous whirlpool of unresolved guilt, fear and rage, all rooted in the Jedi purge that took the life of his master Jaro Tapal. This emotional fragility morphed into a form of recklessness, a flaw which repeatedly jeopardized his missions, alliances, and very connection to the Force itself. From peering down into a chasm of evil on the edge of darkness, to alienating friends and loved ones, Cal's journey is a haunting study of how trauma can weaponize a hero's heart and turn it against them. In this little mini documentary, I'll be breaking all of that down, but before that, I have to give a word to our sponsor. If you want to actually get your hands on the Cal Kestis saber, the one we'll be diving deep into today, with so much depth and emotion, check out the Hey Saber Cal display saber, which you can see now on screen. This is one of the best sabers on the market, and it'll connect you right into the deep and intricate story of Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. You can also check out tons of other awesome designs on heysaber.com to fit any look or style you may like. There are hundreds of different sabers from all different designs, from all different characters and all different eras of the Star Wars universe. Any character you may like, you'll probably find a saber that suits you. heysaber.com, check it out now. And now let's get right back into the video. So now let's get into the video. Survivor's guilt. Cal's survival of Order 66 left him shackled to the past for many years. The memory of Jaro Tapal's tragic death, sacrificing himself to save his Padawan, haunted Cal like a ghost, distorting his sense of purpose and causing him to disconnect from the Force. On Bracca, he buried his true identity, trying to work his way into forgetting the past. But the moment his old powers resurfaced, so did his guilt. He often charged mindlessly into dangerous situations in a rush to fix his fragmented feelings, which prompted the Empire to stay hot on his trail and send multiple Inquisitors after him, each nearly killing him on several occasions. Even his decision to pursue the Jedi Holocron, a mission driven by a hope to rebuild the new and better order, was underscored by a pure desperation. By fixating on restoring the order, he ignored the Empire's tightening grip around him, risking his crew's safety repeatedly for a relic that symbolized, in his eyes, ultimate redemption. His trauma blinded him to the Holocron's dangers, resulting in a confrontation with Darth Vader where his impulsive defiance nearly cost him his life. Fear of failure. The Clone Wars forged Jedi in a fire, with many young Padawans being put into high positions of command before they were truly ready. But Cal's first ever trial against Separatist droidekas revealed a crack in his resolve. Frozen by fear, he relied on Jaro Tapal to save him, a moment that foreshadowed his great weakness. Years later, that same hesitation resurfaced. On Zepho, facing Imperial forces and ancient tombs, Cal's self-doubt completely eroded his situational awareness. When navigating treacherous ruins, his delayed reactions to environmental hazards, such as collapsing platforms, venomous flora, and many other things, which he narrowly avoided falling victim to multiple times. This flaw reached its peak during his duel with Taron Malicos on Dathomir. Malicos, a fallen Jedi Master, who embraced the dark side after Order 66, weaponized Cal's uncertainty, taunting him with the Jedi's failure and weakness. Distracted by guilt, Cal faltered, allowing Malicos to overpower him. Only Night Sister Merrin's intervention spared him from his untimely death, a stark reminder that his trauma could even drown his combat prowess. The Siren Call. Cal's brush with Malicos was a hint to a far darker event coming later. In Jedi Survivor, after losing Seer to Darth Vader and witnessing his friend Bode's betrayal, his restraint shattered. Consumed by fury, he unleashed dark side abilities such as Force chokes, brutal strikes, and devastating Force pushes to slaughter masses of Imperial forces and corner Bode. This dark side rampage and descent into evil mirrored Anakin Skywalker's fall. Both young Jedi, forged in war, succumbed to rage when loss overwhelmed their discipline. But despite that, Cal's recklessness here was multifaceted. Not only did he endanger his moral compass, but he also jeopardized his allies. His single-minded pursuit of Bode blinded him to Kata's struggles, the child caught in their crossfire. Had Merrin not grounded him and brought him to reality, Cal might have crossed a line from which no Jedi returns, causing permanent damage to the lives around him. Isolation. Trust no one became Cal's mantra after Order 66, but this philosophy backfired violently. Early in Fallen Order, he resisted Seer's guidance, misinterpreting her caution to fight the Empire as cowardice. His distrust nearly ruined their future partnership, leaving him vulnerable until the two settled on teamwork. Similarly, he originally dismissed Merrin, viewing the Night Sister through the lens of Dathomir's horrors, rather than her potential as a close ally and friend. This isolationist tendency resurfaced in Jedi Survivor. After Greez's cantina was destroyed, Cal withdrew emotionally, refusing to confide in his crew about his dark side temptations. This secrecy allowed Bode, an Imperial spy, to infiltrate their ranks undetected. Cal's inability to trust became the very weakness which his enemies exploited to damage him and his friends severely. The cost of inexperience. Unlike Jedi Masters Obi-Wan Kenobi or Mace Windu, Cal never completed his Jedi training. This inexperience fueled his recklessness, leading to half-witted plans and strategies. On Nur, he prioritized destroying the holocron over evacuating his allies, a decision that lured Vader to their location later on. Later, his refusal to relocate the Mantis after an Imperial ambush on Kashyyyk nearly doomed the crew, requiring him to save them from their deaths. His most controversial choice, destroying the holocron he had set out his original journey for, highlighted reactive instincts over careful planning. While noble, because after all it did protect the children, it abandoned a strategic tool for rebuilding the Order, leaving Force-sensitive children vulnerable to the Empire's inevitable hunt, should they ever realize their potential. Critics of this might argue that a true Jedi Master would have safeguarded the holocron while devising a long-term plan, but Cal's trauma demanded immediate action, and he literally ended the game by trying to figure out what he'd do next, after he already destroyed the holocron. Conclusion. Cal's story is one of duality, a hero shaped by resilience and nearly unmade by the scars he carried. His trauma, while fueling his defiance, also blinded him to the stealth required in a galaxy under dangerous Imperial tyranny. Each brush with failure, whether against Malakos, Vader, or his own darkness, was a testament to the price of unchecked emotion which festered within him. Yet, it is this fragility which makes him a compelling and deep character. Like Darth Plagueis, whose ambitions birthed the Sith's grand plan, Cal's flaws are an unavoidable core part of his legacy. By Survivor's End, he begins to temper his recklessness with wisdom, but the shadows of his time on Bracca linger. In a galaxy where the Force demands balance, Cal's greatest triumph may yet be to learning to wield his pain as a shield, not a weapon. Maybe that's something we'll see in time, in the third and final game of the trilogy. Him taking steps to become a wise master who can help protect people in far more ways than he could as a reckless kid trying to fight the Empire. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little mini doc on Cal Kestis and his life, his journey, his story, and his progression as a character through the games. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you made it this far, drop a thank Mr. Calamari Kestis in the comments down below just for a bit of fun, and it'll let me know that you're loyal and made it all the way to the end. Cheers, guys. Hope to see you in the next one.